The absolute last thing my wallet needs is for me to get caught up in yet another DC comic book line. But Beast Kingdom definitely has my attention with their new Alex Ross inspired Justice League figures. And I got to figure out how to clear some space, both in my display and in my wallet to get them. The pre-orders for these figures finally came up, so we get to see them in all their pose, glamour shot glory. So let's break them all down right now. What's up, everybody? It's Jeffrey Lyles welcoming you to another edition of Lyles Figure Files. And yeah, I'm excited about these figures. I've been excited ever since, I don't even remember where they debuted. We saw this initial shot, and I was like, oh man, Alex Ross inspired figures of Superman, Batman, Flash, and Green Lantern, and Darkseid looming in the back. We've also seen a composite Superman, Batman, so that looks really cool too. And let me pull that up while I'm talking about it, since I did keep that photo. Here it is. That's how these guys look. It's pretty fun. The figure looks awesome. I'm really curious about, hey, should I get all in with these? And I know some of you all have said you might want to pump the brakes a bit. Sometimes the QC is a little lacking, but got my attention with Flash, Green Lantern, not just Batman and Superman, because, align with just those two. It's like, all right, whatever. Let's see what else you got. But since we got Hal, since we got Barry, my attention is definitely peaked. And this Darkseid looks really great. So even if I don't get all these figures, if I don't continue getting these Alex Ross Justice League figures, this Darkseid looks like it is absolutely got to be part of my collection. But let's not start with him. Let's start with the original guys, the main ones. Let's start off with Batman. Let's break these down. Each of the 4 Justice League figures, $72.99 for their pre-order price. That doesn't seem terrible based on what we're getting. 8-inch figures. You see the full detail. Let's go through all these pictures though, because these look really cool and really impressive. So we got the wired cape, which I really appreciate. That looks really cool. It is absolutely an Alex Ross Batman. So you can see him getting the pose, the fighting stance already. The boots a little bit higher up, right up on the knee joint, basically. But I think that's how Alex Ross drew him. I love we've got this bat signal, the bat logo, really huge and wide across his chest. Again, just like Alex Ross. Love that attention to detail. It looks like he's got pretty good range of motion here, so he can spread that cape out a little bit, get the full flow going. And I really love this dynamic pose. Good stuff. He's ready to fight. I like how they did this cape. You can see the texturing on it. That looks really good. And digging the raised bat symbol there. Bat logo. I don't know why I keep switching between the two. And you can see we got the Alex Ross brow going on the cow. That's really interesting. The very long ears, kind of reminiscent of Kelly Jones, but I dig it. Not as much a fan of the Alex Ross old man faces, but whatever. I kind of dig it in this line because it definitely gives you that Alex Ross vibe. But yeah, you can see he can really sink in some poses, which is great because you want that with this figure. 5 o'clock shadow going here. Let me do this so we can go a little bit further into that detail so you can really appreciate it. So you can see the stubble. I mean, that looks really solid. And again, this brow, he is quite perturbed. It's something. Like the way the cape drapes along the shoulders there too. Got that really gold centerpiece for the utility belt, just like it's done in the comic books as well. And the pouches, good design, good detail there. You see the little fins there on the gloves. This joint here looks a little wide, kind of reminiscent of a McFarlane figure, but whatever. Not mad at that. So let's take a look at the rest, specifically all of the gear that these figures come with. Now, here's where it's kind of like, boy, is this $72.99 figure? Because really, all we're getting in addition to this really nice cape, which is cool. I do wish it had the full points where it's like the full on. I have to check the Alex Ross Batman though, because I'm starting to think that maybe he didn't have that. But this full portrait of Batman looks really good. And on the shelf, he's going to look really cool. So you can see him, we've got some separate hand sets here. So we've got like the wide open kind of sort of grasping, a little bit more clutching hand, the pointing hand, it's you, and then kind of smelling the thinking Batman, and then the wide open one. Now, I would assume he would have some batarangs, but it doesn't look like he has any. This does look like it's not a whole lot for 72 bucks or for 73 bucks. I do like how the logo is just throughout the whole chest there. That was cool. And I love that it's sculpted. But yeah, I'm not quite sure if that full value is there when you consider, hey, what all are we getting here? So we got the gray battle suit, which is painted. So I'm not sure why they said it that way. But I do wish he had a little bit more there. I mean, the accessories are a little bit weak on that end. 5 interchangeable hands. Yeah, okay, but it does seem like the batarang should be included. Now, of course, in Tariff Town, this price for this product is subject to change. Might be a little bit cause for alarm, but we'll see about that deal later on. We'll see if that really is impacted, but whatever. For now, 73 bucks. Curious, what do you guys think? Is that a fair price for Batman? Just because he didn't have he does have accessories they could have included. Let's do a really fast look here because I feel like they've done more Batman figures, and I think maybe they could have thrown in some accessories from any of those. But let me do a really quick search. Of course, it's not going to cooperate and go fast simply because I wanted to. All right, there we go. Let's pull them up here. All 62 results. That's a little bit more than I was hoping for. I just wanted the Batman figure. So let's see. Their website is a bit slow. Maybe it's due to everyone pre-ordering these figures right now. But let's see if I can just find one. All right, here we go. Let's go to the Batman 89 figure. And this way we can see what this guy comes with. Again, the site is going super slow on the loading. All right, so let's see. The accessories for this one. Oh, there they go. So you can see this Batman is $73.99. He comes with a batarang. He comes with, let's just do this so you can see a little bit better. All right, so he comes with a batarang. He comes with a grapple gun. He comes with 3 shuriken. And he's got 2 additional hands sets, which are fine because I'd much rather have the grapple gun, the batarang. Maybe not these. These aren't so necessary with Batman, but this is cool. I wouldn't have minded an extra batarang, but it does seem like for what you're getting, the Batman 89 figures are better value because, how many extra hand sculpts do we really need? So maybe, hopefully, they can listen to some feedback, some input, because I'd love to see something else outside of just different hand sculpts. It's kind of boring. Next up, of course, it's Batman's. Is he my best friend? Is he not? Superman, the Man of Steel. He's always the one I always kind of wonder, like, man, Alex, could you make it look a little more hopeful, happy, not so old? Again, $72.99. Case for all these guys. Superman looks like he's got a little bit more plastic, soft vinyl going on the trunks. They're not too massive, not too overwhelming. They look solid here. Again, the raised logo looks really nicely done here. Got those soft goods cape with wire, so you can get all kinds of fun posing out of them. I love how the detail on the boots, where it got a little, hey, we got some creases and wrinkles on it. That's nice. I dig that a lot. And just the fact that it hit this stance, that looks good. It looks like a Superman rearing back to load up a big haymaker. And then, just imagine he's breaking chains that he doesn't come with. But this looks good. Classic Superman pose. He's getting ready to take off, go after Lex Luthor, Brainiac, Bizarro, you name it. He's ready. Take that stance. This one, he's getting close up for that punch. Not a bad one again. Alex Ross head sculpts are always a little, or head sculpts. How he draws the faces, a little bit intense, a little bit harsh. I don't know why. I just kind of dig it here in this figure form. He's ready to go. This elbow articulation kind of reminds me of Storm Collectibles, which means it should have really good range and be easy to pose. I dig this. This is a really classic Superman heroic pose. You're looking up, and there he goes, ready to inspire millions. I love the raised logo again. The button on the belt, on his not so utility belt. That looks good. Superman again, lacking on the accessory front. Just more hands. And it looks like these are the exact same ones that we saw with Batman. So they're really making use of part reuse here. Don't think I really love that. Now, Superman doesn't have the kind of, hey, he should have his gear options like Batman, but he does have other things they could have included. Maybe the heat vision eyes, or just heat vision coming from his eyes and another head sculpt. That could have been fun. So let's take a look at some other Superman figures they've done just for comparison's sake. And here's the DAH 045. This one is the 142 in case you're curious. Let's load it up. Hopefully it's coming. So slow. All right. So let's see what this one came with in terms of accessories, built-in LED light function, and the angry head sculpts. I mean, we got kryptonite chains, an interchangeable head sculpt, light up functions. I mean, it's a little bit more, but I think again, I would have been fine paying more to get this. Don't need. I mean, he comes with the full array of hand sculpts, but again, you see this one has flying hand sculpts. So I'm kind of like, oh, wait a second here. Why does he not have that as well? But I mean, the kryptonite chains are kind of fun. That's definitely something Luthor could have put him in. But I dig the light up eyes there for the heat vision. That's cool. Why didn't we get that for this one? This head sculpt is a little bit sad though. It's like, oh, it looks like he's being placed in kryptonite chains. But I love the addition of the flying hand sculpts. I would have loved to have seen that with this. So there's Superman, and Ken. There's a few areas in which these figures, at least Batman and Superman, can be improved on. Flying hands for Superman, more gear, the Batarang, the grapple gun for Batman. Now let's take a look at Flash. He's going to be spared some of this because he doesn't have a whole bunch of viable accessory options that he has to have. But let's take a look at him. Getting $72.99. I love this. I feel like Ross went a little bit softer on Barry Allen's head sculpt, so he looks better. They're all using the same mold, which, for the Alex Ross style, because he made them all big, brawny, broad, all that good stuff. Not so much the sleek runner that you kind of think of nowadays with modern artists drawing Barry Allen next to Superman and even Batman. But dig this. He can go on a full-on running pose. And I really dig this because I feel like I'm looking at direct panels of Alex Ross art here. Then we got the come to a sudden stop. His hand sculpt looks a little bit different there, where he actually looks like he's been running and can stop. And he's got the karate chop. I'm running really fast. And they threw a little blur in there just to give you that illusion of movement and motion. And he's got a little bit of a smile going, which I think is perfect for Barry Allen. Again, the raise chest symbol. That looks really nice here. Kind of curious because it looked like it's hanging off the end here. I don't know. But I love the lightning slashes through the wrist, through the belt there. His costume is so classic. And seeing it done up here really looks good. Again, Ross used more or had more gold than yellow, but it looks really nice here. And so you see, he's got those different hand sculpts, which make a lot of sense for the Flash. Wish we could see that with Superman. And let's see what they're saying here with him. 22 points of articulation, 4 interchangeable hands. But it's kind of interesting that he doesn't have, that Superman doesn't have these flying hands or flat palms that Barry Allen does. So we got him. Let's move on to his best friend. Of course, I'm talking about my guy, Hal Jordan. $72.99. And let's see what he's talking about with the accessories. 18 points of articulation. So this is mixing up a little bit. But you see, one of the big reasons is because he's got the Green Lantern power battery. But does it light up? Doesn't say anything about it. So I would assume it is not. It's interesting. I thought these guys were going to have the same consistent amount of articulation since they all seem to be using the same buck. But he does not. And let's take a look. Closer photos of Hal Jordan. Got the classic outfit there. A little bit of smile. I mean, Alex Ross did not have happy heroes for the most part in his comics or his other issues that he drew. Let's take a look at this one because I'm curious about how this fold works with this outfit. Let's zoom in a little bit more. Now, this cut does look a little bit cut. I don't like the way this is set up here. I mean, you'd like for this to flow better so it doesn't have this weird triangle piece when you're moving that torso piece up. So I really hope that's something they can address, because that's going to be a rarity with Green Lantern figures where it looks so janky. But hopefully that's not something we'll see when the figure is in hand. All you Beast Kingdom collectors can tell me if that's something that is definitely going to be the case, or will they actually take the time and fix it, because it doesn't look great there. Here we got our solid expression. He's ready to go. I would have loved to seen Hal Jordan have a cocky smile, a little bit more confidence showing in this expression. There's his power lantern, his lantern, and I just wonder, is this a little bit too small? Because we've seen this, the McFarlane Toys lanterns that come with the Green Lantern figures. It seems like they're a little short and a little small for these guys, where the DC Classics ones had really good scale lanterns compared to the figures. But he can hit this pose, which is really important for Green Lantern. And here's all his gear. So 3 additional hand sculpts, no flying one, which would really be helpful for Green Lantern too. So I don't know why Barry was the only one to get those flat palm hand sculpts. And you see the ring is sculpted, so they had to take the time to do this with all the Green Lantern figures. But it really does seem missing on a character that flies. We have 2 out of the 4 who fly. Barry Allen runs really fast, and he's the only one that gets the flat palm hand sculpts. But he looks pretty solid again, except for this little triangle joint, which I really do not understand. And hopefully that's something they can fix with the next figure, or when they get this out to us. The final one is one that's really impressive. His price is a little bit different because he's bigger. This Darkseid, and he looks solid. I'm really impressed with how he looks. And you can see he's got this vinyl soft goods setup here with his blue silver fabric battle suit. I love how they make it sound like that's something really unique and special, but it looks like it gives him enough range of movement so he can do this advancing sculpt. He's 119, 18 points of articulation, 4 interchangeable hands, and he's got the mega effect beam part. So I don't know why Superman is so slighted on this deal. Let's take a look at what he's rocking with. I love this expression for Darkseid. Comes with a cape, which is removable. That's something McFarlane should have done with his figure. I think that was the one thing that held me back from buying his version, because I wanted the cape to come off. But this looks really good. I mean, this Darkseid looks all the parts of intimidation, and like, oh man, what do we got ourselves into with this guy? I love the way the fabric looks on him. He looks ready to go. It's a really nice looking Darkseid figure. I mean, he looks ready to go. He's ready for it. The mega beam part. I love how it's got the jagged, not straight coming at you. It's just coming all around. That looks good. Let's take a closer look at all of his gear. I really do love the fact that he comes with a cape that's removable. He didn't even need more than one expression. It would have been cool to get a gritted teeth one, but this covers all the bases, because he just can't be bothered to get too upset and worked up when he's fighting people. So he's got gripping hands here. He's got the slightly spread and then slightly further spread, and these look like they plug right into his eyes there. So that's nice. I dig this Darkseid. I think he's the one that, after looking at all these figures, Darkseid is the real gem. There's nothing with Darkseid that I'm like, oh man, I wish they could have fixed this problem with him. He looks really good. No complaints with Darkseid. Of course, he's the most expensive one, but I feel like taking a look at Darkseid, you can kind of see where the money went. He's 119, so he's definitely more expensive than the other figures in this line, but kind of digging him. This is one of those where I'm kind of like gonna be like, yeah, which ones do I want to experiment with? I can't get all 4 or all 5 at once, because they're slated, it looks like, to all come at the same time. So he's November. Let's go back through here real fast. Flash, November. Green Lantern, also November. So we got, not this one. We got Superman, not this one either, coming out in, there we go, November. One click here. And we got this Batman coming in May, so stay tuned. And that'll be really interesting because based on how that figure turns out, maybe that'll change all my thoughts on this line. But we got those figures coming. I'm excited. I kind of feel like I want to get one of the guys with a cape. So Superman, Batman, which one? And then Flash or Green Lantern. That kind of mixes and matches the best friends though. So I don't know. Should I get Flash and Green Lantern, and Batman and Superman? So many decisions. So speaking of decisions, what do you all think? Is this a line that you might be interested in, or are you going to wait to see? Are we going to get a Wonder Woman from them? And we saw 4. We should be the next 4 if they continue on with this line. I kind of feeling Green Arrow, Black Canary, Wonder Woman, of course. But who else would be really fun to get in here? Thinking Martian Manhunter, so we can have a complete original JLA, or maybe throw an Aquaman as opposed to Black Canary. So that's it. Wonder Woman, Martian Manhunter, Aquaman, and Green Arrow. I think that's all 4. Martian Manhunter, if I'm mixed up there. But really excited about this and hopeful for where they go with it next, because I feel like this is going to be a fun line. And because it's just Justice League so far, I'm not going to go too far with it. I mean, Justice League, what, 12, 13 members? I'd love to see what they do with Firestorm. But I can swing that, especially this price point that's not too crazy. Still cheaper than Mayfex. But I'm really curious to see how these figures look in hand. So let me know what you guys think. You're going to pre-order any? If so, which ones? Let me know as always in the comments. And thank you so much for watching. This episode of Lyle's Figure Files has been filed.